Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Langer at the Mic Live here. We're doing another live reaction edition here of the Dallas Cowboys third-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. The Montreal Canadiens, by the way, massive come-from-behind win against the Winnipeg Jets. I'm going to do my Langer at the Mic post-game show, Habs post-game show coming up later tonight. But for now, we're sticking with the draft. The Lions are on the clock right now. They made their pick. Let's see.
The Detroit Lions select Alim.
No. That's my pet cat right there. That's my guy. Come on, man. No. Damn it. No. That's the guy that would instantly fix the Cowboys' run defense. And the Detroit Lions just took them 3 picks ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, my God. Between Surtain, between Surtain and Moehrig, between now Alim McNeill going 3 picks before. Oh, my God. I was just about to say, I like the Calvin Joseph pick. I was going to say I really like his toughness, especially in the run game. I wanted to add those points and that he has the film of someone that could potentially be a first-round pick if it wasn't for the off-the-field or character concerns. But, man, Alim McNeill, that's I'm not happy about that. I am not happy about that. That was like, oh, man, now the Cowboys have to rely on getting a defensive tackle that isn't as ideal for that doesn't fit them what they need on their defensive line as much as Alim McNeill did. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I thought he was going to fall to 75, but friggin' Detroit Lions. Those friggin'. Well, the Cowboys are on the clock. Eagles picking right now. Picks coming in fast.
The Philadelphia Eagles select Milton Williams.
And there goes another defensive tackle. There goes another defensive tackle. I don't think he was my favorite guy. Yeah, he wasn't my favorite guy because he's like more of a rangy 3-tech or defensive end. But here's the thing, though. Ifeatu Melifonwu is still on the board. The Cowboys go with Ifeatu Melifonwu. I mean, Washington is about to pick right now. I called for Ifeatu Melifonwu in the second round, but he did not get picked. So can he be a choice for Dallas, double dipping at corner? At this point, I wouldn't hate it, but you got to start looking at defensive tackle. And the other guys that I have that I like, I mean, man, Alim McNeill was my guy. He was my friggin' guy. There's still Bobby Brown III. There's still Dravian Nixon, Tommy Togiai, Tyler Shelvin. Tyler Shelvin's more of a day 3 guy thing. He's just a massive 350-pound nose tackle, which might not hurt, but yeah, Milton Williams, he's gone. God damn it. I am rattled about Alim McNeill, man. I really thought he was going to be but you know what? Then again, he could have fallen to 75 to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys probably wouldn't have taken him because they're being linked to Elijah Molden. So, you know what? I have a feeling that it's going to be Elijah Molden, which, again, I wouldn't hate. There's player comps of him being like Tyrann Mathieu. Versatile, just, plays multiple roles in the secondary. The Cowboys just have historically not been a team to fit those type of guys in their scheme. Washington had to make their pick.
NFL Draft. The Washington Football Club selects Benjamin St-Juste, defensive back, Minnesota.
Okay, well, that's someone that I didn't really look at, I'll be honest. So, okay, sure. Hockey background, interesting. Yeah, 6'3" corner. Wow. Yeah. So picks are going to come in rapid fire over here. Dallas is on the clock right now. Man, losing Alim McNeill, that rattles me. That rattles me. At least the Habs won tonight, so I can have a fun Habs Langer at the Mic post-game show coming up later, and I'll be in a good mood for that. But, man, Alim McNeill. Alim friggin' McNeill was my guy. Like Surtain, obviously, J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain going 8 and 9 in the first round. At least Rashawn Slater was there, and then they took Micah Parsons, of course, which is what it is. But yeah, just again, right now, look, the Cowboys addressed corner, they addressed linebacker. Although I would have liked Nick Bolton, who went to the Chiefs, and that was an excellent pick to the Chiefs. I really, really like Nick Bolton. I think he would have been a fine linebacker for the Cowboys to select had they had the chance to do so. But yeah, Surtain and Moehrig went right before the Cowboys selection. J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain yesterday, of course, and now Alim McNeill, 3 picks before the Cowboys. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough this draft. It's been rough. So Cowboys should be making their pick sooner than later. And then, of course, they have the pick that they acquired from the Eagles 10 picks later. So do I stay on? Maybe I will stay on. Maybe I will stay on for a little bit. But yeah, pick is in. Cowboys about to announce pick number 75. Again, maybe double dip at corner. Ifeatu Melifonwu. Maybe get, Elijah Molden. I wouldn't hate Elijah Molden, especially if they use him well. Maybe a defensive tackle. There's a couple of, I think, are there decent edge guys still available? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a fan of these edge guys anyway. But Jay Tufele is maybe an okay option at defensive tackle. That would maybe be okay. But yeah, Alim McNeill, man. Alim McNeill, I would have celebrated hard for that. I would have celebrated, honestly, last year, with CeeDee Lamb getting picked last year, that was just like a shock. Wow, the Cowboys just did that. The Cowboys just took CeeDee Lamb away from the Eagles and all that. And then they still managed to get Trayvon Diggs, and that's when I was psyched for Trayvon Diggs in the second round last year. Hopefully he takes a step forward from his rookie season. He had the interceptions, but he also got torched a couple of times because he had to get thrown into the fire and cover the other team's best receivers on almost every down for the games that he had to play early in the season. But to me, again, it's just the defensive tackle now. That's a need. That was a need. And it's a one technique run stuffing tackle that the Cowboys, for whatever stupid reason, have never invested in, but they need it. And this could have been a chance for them to invest in it if Alim McNeill fell to them, but clearly not. So I'll turn the volume down on the broadcast here a little bit, but I'll turn it back up, obviously, on the Cowboys pick, which will be momentarily. That would have been so nice. I mean, look, they could still get a defensive tackle. I mean, Milton Williams went to the Eagles, but let's see. All right, we're coming up with the Cowboys pick. Commercial's over. At this point, look, I mean, unless they pick someone that's a reach or that I haven't really studied at this point, there's decent players available right now. So, yeah. I would say I familiarize myself with players that can go in rounds 1 to 4.5, I would say. But yeah, the guy that Washington took, I didn't really familiarize myself with him. Friggin' 6'3" rangy corner. I might have looked at him once, but not really well. Anyway, so Jerry, Steven, Mike McCarthy, everyone's celebrating. And yeah, let's get to the pick coming up. Interesting. All right, let's see this.
What's up, Cleveland? I'm here, and with the 75th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Osa Odighizuwa, defensive tackle from
Okay, defensive tackle. You know what? I don't hate it. Where are my notes here? So a little undersized. Yeah, 282. I feel like, yeah, one second. Okay. So what I don't like about this is the undersized part of it, because the Cowboys, even when their defense is really good in 2018, 2019, they still had games where they just got run on against the Rams in the divisional round, against the Indianapolis Colts. And then, of course, last year, the Cowboys had the worst run defense ever. And then even in 2019, they struggled against the run as well. I feel like that was more to do with their linebacker play than their defensive line play, at least in 2019. And I guess it was on Jalen Smith. But to me, though, with Osa Odighizuwa, my notes here I have is he's undersized but really, really quick and high upside 3 technique. To me, that means that sounds like a Rod Marinelli guy. I know Rod Marinelli's obviously not on the staff anymore, but that just screams Rod Marinelli type of player. Undersized, quick, explosive first step, 6'2", 280-ish pounds, 3 tech type of guy. Could he be like maybe? I don't know if Michael Bennett is a good comp. What does the NFL.com have him comped as? Could look that up. Here, I'll pull it up over here. Who's his comp? They don't have one, but he was expected round 3 to 4. Yeah. So again, they addressed the need. They threw a dart at the need of defensive tackle, which I guess is cool. But man, Alim McNeill would have been so much better. Alim McNeill would have been so much more ideal. And yeah. So the Cowboys, what are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks away. You know what? Let's keep the stream rolling here a little bit. Let's keep the stream rolling. If we have people joining in, if you're watching at this point, then just leave a comment in the comment section. The chat might be open. I don't know why sometimes the chat is open and closed sometimes. Oh, there we go. I think it's yeah, so I got Roger. Who do you think made the best draft pick so far? Yeah, I don't know why sometimes whenever I go live, the chat sometimes is open, sometimes it's not. So if I missed your comments when I didn't address it, or if I missed your comments because the chat box wasn't open, then that's on me and I apologize, but still appreciate the support. So I got my OG subscriber, Mr. Roger Delaney here. Who do you think made the best draft picks and the worst so far? So I would say the best. Honestly, I love Cleveland. I love what Cleveland did in picking Greg Newsome and then even trading up for JOK. Like that was really good value. They got in the 15th best linebacker. They took him in the 50s instead of in the top 10. So they basically got two first round players. That's Cleveland. I really like what Kansas City did and Nick Bolton. I really like what the Chicago Bears did, selecting Tevin Jenkins and Justin Fields. To me, the fact that they got their quarterback, they had to trade up twice, which whatever it is, what it is, they gave up picks, they had to invest. But you know what? When you, seeing other kind of things that I remember that I might have liked. But yeah, to me, the Bears who have just been just struggling so much to find talent at quarterback all these years, the fact that they had an opportunity to go up and get a guy like Justin Fields, so to me was still, I find I didn't study quarterbacks as much as a lot of people did, but to me, from what I read about Justin Fields compared to Lance Lawrence, Mac Jones, and Zach Wilson, I had Justin Fields as pretty much my second best quarterback. And a lot of Ohio State quarterbacks have not done well, but I don't care because Justin Fields, to me, he looks like Dak Prescott. So to answer your question, I'd say Chicago. Long-winded answer to your question there, Roger. I'd say Chicago. I like what Cleveland did. And also what Kansas City did. They got good value despite picking late. And here's the Charger selection. Cowboys coming up in a couple.
2021 NFL Draft. The Los Angeles Chargers select Josh Palmer, wide receiver.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Again, I didn't really look at wide receivers as much this year. I mean, I knew the top ones, guys like Kadarius Toney and Elijah Moore, and obviously the big three of Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, and Jamar Chase. But yeah, so it's another. So there's still Ifeatu Melifonwu out there. There's still Elijah Molden out there. There's still defensive. They could still maybe go with another. They could double up on defensive tackle, unless they want to take the big boys like Tommy Togiai or maybe even Marvin Wilson in the maybe later at 90 at the 99 or 98 or on day 3. A couple of also Baron Browning actually got drafted already. Chaz Surratt is still there. I mean, I'm not looking at linebackers at this point. Yeah. What is it? So the Cowboys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks away here. And I'll keep it rolling. Why not? Just because. So it's 84, and then it's going to be 98 again. So I'll probably cut it after 84, and then I'll come back for 98. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow just because I actually do have a little bit of work tomorrow, and I might have to follow the draft a little bit over different over radio. I won't be able to sit down to watch it. I'll be kind of out and about, so I'll still listen into it. but I won't be able to follow it, and unfortunately, I won't be able to stream it as much tomorrow. But yeah, just I'm not gonna lie. Again, it's been I like what they got on this day so far in Calvin Joseph, Bossman Fat, and in Osa Odighizuwa. Is that how I pronounce his name? Yeah, Osa Odighizuwa, because that was available to them, and that's what fell to them. So, okay, is what it is. But, man, the guys that went right in front of them. Again, I'm going to keep harping on it, and it's frustrating. And I know, obviously, look, they're still happy and love, and who knows, maybe they would have taken Osa Odighizuwa anyway. Maybe they would have taken Calvin Joseph. I probably think they would have gone with Surtain and Moehrig over Calvin Joseph. But, yeah, those were just those ones stung. Like last year, I guess that's to make up for last year with all picks falling the Cowboys' way. Oh, we have the Viking selection coming up.
2021 NFL Draft. The Minnesota Vikings select Chaz Surratt.
There you go. There's that linebacker, that former quarterback, I believe, young at the position, is a good athlete. For him, it's, you know, when you're young at the linebacker position, or any position for that matter, well, then how are your instincts, you know? So I guess for Chaz Surratt, it would be upside. And watching a tape of him as a quarterback. So I guess for him, it would be upside. But what is he right now? Like, probably not the best recognition, probably not the best awareness as a linebacker. And could he become better? Sure. I would have, if I were the Cowboys and they didn't draft Micah Parsons, I would have really liked him in the 4th round. But look, Minnesota, they got him in the 3rd round. So that's what they did. And now the Las Vegas Raiders, I was almost going to say Golden Knights there. Vegas Raiders have back-to-back picks, and it's Miami, Washington, Carolina, and Dallas. So good handful of picks away to the Dallas Cowboys right now. And by the way, to those tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. And leave a comment on people. Yeah, Habs absolutely hockey. I'm well aware the Habs won. I'll bring my Langer at the Mike post-game show coming up for that for sure. But big time win by the Montreal Canadiens. Suzuki was indeed fantastic tonight. Just would be nice, like I said in my previous post-game show, for Kotkaniemi and Suzuki to be good at the same time instead of one being like not as good and the other one being really good and back and forth. By the way, Roger, another comment. Do you think the Packers should trade Rodgers, who is obviously unhappy, and still ignore receivers for him? I don't understand what the Green Bay Packers are doing. I really, really don't. Like, between taking Jordan Love last year, between what they've done this year and reaching for Eric Stokes in the 1st round, and then taking a center over Creed Humphrey. Like, I really don't understand what the Packers are doing, but as long as they have Aaron Rodgers, they can win games. But are they going to have Aaron Rodgers next year? I don't think so. Because, like, look, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and even Deshaun Watson, they see what Tom Brady could do. They see that Tom Brady could will his way into whatever he wants, whatever team he wants to go on, and will that team into getting guys like Antonio Brown and getting weapons around him and a whole defense around him. So that way, all he has to do is check it down 5 yards here, 5 yards there, and throw YOLO balls to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and then obviously have a like elite defense to shut down Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, which the MVP should have gone to Devin White or Antoine Winfield Jr. in the Super Bowl. But to me, I don't understand. I really don't understand what the Packers are doing with Aaron Rodgers. I really don't get it. So I don't have an answer I would say, the Packers, look, is Rodgers going to hold out? I don't know. But maybe they could pull a mulligan on Jordan Love and trade him to a quarterback needy team for a receiver. I don't know. But yeah, I really, really don't understand what the Green Bay Packers are doing with Aaron Rodgers. I really, really don't. And I keep saying this, like, to me, it boggles my mind how people, like, how NFL front offices and NFL coaches are just so stupid. It really boggles my mind. And how I wonder if, and I tweeted this earlier at Mike Langer, check me out at Mike Langer as usual on Twitter. What if smart Twitter people managed NFL teams compared to these dumb coaches and dumb front offices? Like, and when I say smart Twitter people, I'm not saying necessarily myself, although if I were GMing the Cowboys, TJ Watt would be a Dallas Cowboy. And who else would be a Dallas Cowboy? I had the blank on my list. Probably Jalen Ramsey. Byron Jones would definitely be a Dallas Cowboy. Ezekiel Elliott would be like, you want your money? Cool. Well, then play and maybe you'll get your money. But I ain't giving you your money until you play. And by the way, you're a running back. And running backs, I'm not for the sake of building our team, I'm not gonna pay you unless you put up another 1,500 yards this year. And he had his second worst season in 2019 and his worst season in 2020. So I mean, 2017 obviously is a wash, but that's another thing with the off-field issues that he's been dealing with. Why would I want to pay a running back with off-the-field issues, even if I drafted him at 4th overall? Which at the time, I'll be honest, at the time I was excited about because I was with Tony Romo and still hoping Tony Romo was going to be healthy, still hoping that that the Cowboys were going to be good, or just going to be stacked with Romo and the offensive line and the Dez and the Terrence Williams and the Cole Beasley and the Bryce Butler and the Jason Witten. Yeah, the Jason Witten. So adding Ezekiel Elliott to that was exciting. And I think, and they were pretty good at defense, at least in 2015, and especially again with Sean Lee playing well at the time as well. But yeah, in hindsight, I mean, I don't know if I could clearly say I would have taken Jalen Ramsey over Zeke, but or if I was who I am now, then I would have taken Jalen Ramsey over Zeke. Definitely, I would have paid Dak before paying Jalen Smith. I mean, Jalen Smith was just the guy that they decided to pay during training camp. So yeah, and also here's another one: Calvin Ridley or DJ Moore would probably be Dallas Cowboys over Leighton Vander Esch. Now, don't get me wrong, Leighton Vander Esch, I support him, I cheer for him, but hurt guys stay hurt. Look at Sean Lee, and it sucks, and you feel terrible for him, but you also got to be fair and real and admit that between his neck, between his collarbone, between like everything that he's dealt with in the last 2 seasons, you can't rely on him to stay healthy, which is why the Cowboys picked Micah Parsons. And that's another thing. I would have taken Rashawn Slater over Micah Parsons, or maybe I would have traded back to Chicago and taken Greg Newsome or Caleb Farley. Now, I might be a little bit of a hypocrite saying that, Caleb Farley, Greg Newsome are also hurt guys, sure, but to take those guys, having traded back twice and collecting a whole boatload of picks and possibly a next year one to take a hurt guy, I could do that. I could probably do that. And the guys that Caleb Farley is expected to be ready by training camp, so I would have done that. So, we got a couple more comments flying in here. Again, just the chat, the comment box is not open. KK and Suzuki are Habs future centers. Yes. Wasn't Tom Brady part of the Patriots, but he was part of the Bucs this year, of course. And he willed his way out of New England to go to Tampa and get whatever he wanted because that's the treatment that Tom Brady gets. And Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, before the legal issues, of course, but they deserve to get the Tom Brady treatment as well and throw Patrick Mahomes in there as well. So yeah. Caulfield is the next Godwinger of the Habs. I mean, look, I feel like with Caulfield, once he breaks through with that first goal, that's when you're going to start seeing more production out of Caulfield. Because right now it's just creating chances, creating offense. He's doing the right things, but I just feel like he needs to break with that first goal to get over the hump. So yeah, just trying to keep it draft centric right now. Don't worry. Again, I'll come back for my Langer at the Mike Habs post game show stream coming up. But right now, I got the Las Vegas Raiders with their second of 2 picks in a row in the 3rd round here at pick 79. I don't know what's taking so darn long for it, but yeah, that was one thing that really annoyed me last night is how so many teams were bleeding the clock down to 30 seconds. But is what it is, I guess. They can do it if they want to, and if they're trying to explore trade options, then they can do it. Hope my headphones aren't already kind of falling apart here. But anyway, all right. Here comes the pick is in. Now we need Roger Goodell or whoever's going to come to the podium to announce it. That would be cool. Alim McNeill, Patrick Surtain, Trevon Moehrig. Look, I know it's in the past. I know it's over, but man, like imagine if the Cowboys could have had Patrick Surtain, Trevon Moehrig, and I mean they could have had Richie Grant, but imagine Patrick Surtain, Trevon Moehrig, and Alim McNeill as the picks, and then maybe taking a linebacker here, like even Chaz Surratt would have been okay, I guess, as another linebacker. Like I would have boogied with that. Honestly, I would have been really, really happy with that. So here comes the Raiders pick finally. Here comes the Raiders pick.
There we go. Hey, in all seriousness, Rest in peace to the late, great Willie Brown. I have the pleasure of carrying on this tradition with the Raiders and reminding everybody next weekend is Mother's Day. Call your mom, go drive, pick up groceries, tell her you love her, tell her you miss her. Take care of your moms, man. They run this thing. With that being said, with the 79th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Malcolm Kuntz, defensive end.
Okay. So another edge rusher. The edge rushers have been going pretty quickly here. They've been going pretty quickly here. And I'm personally not really interested in any of the edge rushers in this class because to me, oh, here comes the back-to-back. There you go, Divine Diablo, excuse me. He was a guy that was possibly a good target for the Cowboys had they not drafted Micah Parsons. But here comes we got Miami, Washington, Carolina, and Dallas. So we'll keep it rolling here on Line Grit the Mic as usual. Thank you for tuning in and leave a comment in the comment section. Trying to keep it draft centric for now. We'll obviously get to our Dallas or our Montreal Canadiens comments and that when I do my Habs Line Grit the Mic post game show at the conclusion of the of round 2 or round 3 here of the NFL draft. Yeah. Got Miami coming up now. Or wait, was that they made their 2 picks in a row, right? The graphics seem to be a little bit slow there on NFL Network, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, as usual, I appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and leave a comment in the comment section on what you think about the Cowboys picks, or again, who you think had really good draft days and who you think had really bad draft days. I think what was really interesting is the Buffalo Bills. They took the better player in the second round, Boogie Basham, Carlos Basham. He's better than Rousseau. Rousseau has a lot of upside, sure, but he's a tweener, and he's just like a long guy. Like he's just like a long, rangy, whatever guy that plays in the defensive line and doesn't feel like he fits anywhere. So that's interesting. But they got good value in Boogie Basham in the second round. So good for the Buffalo Bills on that. I feel like that was interesting. And Jaguars. Here's the other thing. I mean, I understand they're trying to make Trevor Lawrence comfortable, but just running backs in the first round, like they followed. They followed up with a good pick in Tyson Campbell at 32 overall. Sorry, 33 overall. So yeah, so you got the Miami pick in right now. Cowboys are 3 picks away. But yeah, it was great how last year, it was funny how last year all the players on everyone just fell to the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb fell to the Cowboys, Trevon Diggs fell to the Cowboys, even Neville Gallimore was a good value pick in the 3rd round. Reggie Robinson, good 4th round pick, who they didn't play yet, but then they were in range to trade up for Tyler Biotish, who's likely going to start, but is he a hurt guy? I hope not. And then friggin' Bradley Anai falls to them with a 5th round comp pick. Like that was the most I cheered for a comp pick. Here's the pick for Miami. Byron Jones. Oh, of course, you're going to rub that in our face, Miami. Love you, Byron Jones, man. Should be a Dallas Cowboy right now.
That being said, with the 81st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Hunter Long, tight end, Boston College.
Okay, so got a tight end right now. Here's where you got guys that, Yeah, tight ends. If it wasn't Kyle Pitts, Cowboys don't need tight ends between Jeremy Sprinkle and with how good Dalton Schultz played last year and with Blake Jarwin coming back from his ACL injury. So Cowboys should not be in the market for tight ends. So you can take all the tight ends you want. What about offensive tackle? I wonder what offensive linemen are still available if I could pull up a board here somewhere. Or if it gets displayed. I would, but here's the thing, though. If I had to venture a guess, I think this is going to be the spot for Elijah Molden. And honestly, I could get down with that. I could get down with Elijah Molden because if he is truly like Tyrann Mathieu, then he can be like I said, just a chess piece that you play anywhere in the secondary, and he would really complement the boss man fat Kelvin Joseph pick, and that would make guy that would create competition with Jordan Lewis in training camp for slots and whatever positions. Although I feel like Keanu Neal has played slot before and has done a pretty good job in the slot, and especially with this cover 3 Seattle scheme that I feel like Dan Quinn is going to run. I feel like that's going to be Keanu Neal's role in the strong safety big nickel guy that can cover guys in the nickel, but also be good against the run. So I feel like that's Keanu Neal's role. Whereas Kelvin Joseph will have a chance to compete with Anthony Brown to play the outside corner position, and Trevon Diggs, we like to think he'll get the starter spot. And also guys get hurt, so it's always important to have depth. Look at the Cowboys corners last year. Although what sucked at the Cowboys corners last year is that none of them were really good. So, or their best corner, Chido Awuzie, was hurt most of the time or playing hurt most of the season, and none of their other corner. I mean, you had Trevon Diggs playing as a rookie who did some good things, but also got torched a lot. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, just Jordan Lewis. I feel like, Jordan Lewis, I feel like he's a guy that could, like, a perfect nickel guy. Like, he's a perfect nickel, but even like almost like a bit of a safety. Like, I feel like he could play a Tyrann Mathieu Honey Badger role just for his, like, not the best coverage skills, although Tyrann Mathieu is really, really good coverage. But yeah, Jordan Lewis, just put him in on running backs. Look what he did against Alvin Kamara in that Saints game from 2018. Just have him just play a very specific role. Like, yeah, just have him shut down the other team's running backs if they're good receivers, and support in the run game, because Jordan Lewis is a great willing tackler. Like, he's always been a great and aggressive and yeah, just a really good and willing tackler. So that's encouraging, or that's good with Jordan Lewis, and I think you can find a role for him. But yeah, Cowboys have been forever linked to Elijah Molden, and I feel like this is where the pick's gonna be for Elijah Molden. And yeah, I feel like I wouldn't hate it. I like it. I'd like it, but it won't. I won't be cheering like I would have cheered had they gotten Surtain or Alim McNeill. If Elijah Molden's the pick. But hey, I'll love it if he becomes another Tyrann Mathieu. That I won't be opposed to. Tyrann Mathieu also fell in the 3rd round. I mean, that was mostly because of the weed back in the day, which thankfully is not as illegal as it used to be. And that's another thing for a lot of people like Randy Gregory, kind of, obviously you don't want to become an addict to weed, but it becomes, just a bit of a way to deal with to cope with what you're dealing with. And it sucks that the NFL penalized it for this long, and that, states and most of the states still penalize it. But anyway, if Elijah Molden could become Tyrann Mathieu, that would be a huge win. Or, you know what? Here's another thing. Our Darius Washington. I don't care if he's 5'7". I don't care. He would be a really good free safety. Just put him back there, center field, deep guy, great instincts. Honestly, as a center field guy, like, just if you have good instincts and good ball skills, good ball production, and obviously, good character and good, I could use that as a free safety. I'd be happy with that. Andre Sisco went to Jacksonville earlier in the round, and then, of course, all the other safeties, Richie Grant, Javon Holland, Surtain and Moehrig, all those guys are long gone. So, I mean, I don't know if it might still be a little bit early for our Darius Washington, but I could get down with our Darius Washington. But I still feel like it's going to be Elijah Molden here. So, pick is in for the Washington football team. Yeah, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought for these picks to come in. They're coming in rapid fire at the beginning of the round, but it looks like they're just kind of, lollygagging around here. So anyway, Washington to the podium right now. Let's hear it.
With the 82nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Washington football team selects De'Ami Brown, wide receiver, North Carolina.
Again, receivers, I'll be fully honest, I haven't done my homework on a lot of these receivers, except a guy that I would love for the Cowboys to draft tomorrow, Jalen Darton. And that's courtesy of my draft connection, I guess, in Mike Hernishin. Check him out at Mike H_draft on Twitter from Blue Chip Scouting. He really liked Jalen Darton as a day 4 guy, and he can be a perfect complement to to Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. And if Michael Gallup decides not to stay in Dallas, well, then you can have maybe Jalen Darton as that Cole Beasley type player. And I think he's even faster than, is he faster than Cole Beasley? I forget what his 40 time is, but yeah, like Cole Beasley, Jamison Crowder, like that type of player. You can all like in modern offenses, you can make that type of player work, and especially as a gadget player. Because I feel like Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, like, yeah, they could be gadget players, but I feel like you want them to be more conventional type of receivers or slot receivers, whereas you can bring in Jalen, maybe even do both, maybe even have Tony Pollard, because we've seen a lot of pre-snap motion out of Kellen Moore. I think the Cowboys traded out. I think the Cowboys just traded, or sorry, it was Washington, Carolina, then Dallas. Yeah, okay, my bad. I thought Cowboys traded back for a sec there. But yeah, so what was I saying along the lines of, what was it? Jalen Darton. So in modern offenses, or with Kellen Moore, with what we've seen out of Kellen Moore with Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Darton, if he's a guy that you pick on day 3 in the 4th round, then that could make some fun mismatches or creativity out of Kellen Moore. And you've seen Kellen Moore much more capable of doing it than Jason Garrett or Scott Linehan. So again, Jalen Darton is the guy that I would really like on day 3. But here's the Panther selection.
With the 83rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Tommy Tremble, tight end, Notre Dame.
Okay, so another tight end. Cowboys don't need tight ends. You can draft all the tight ends you want, and Carolina doesn't screw us over this time. Carolina not screwing over the Cowboys this time, taking J.C. Horn, of course, early on. So that's a win for the Cowboys. I mean, again, their best, or at least my favorite options are pretty much all long gone, at least for day 2. So now it's just a matter of this is going to be Elijah Molden. This is probably going to be Elijah Molden right here. So, and I would be okay with that. Again, I won't cheer and be like all excited, like, yeah, whatever. If that's the pick, like it would have been for Surtain or Alim McNeill, but I would be excited for it. Or Ifeatu Melifonwu is still there. Ifeatu Melifonwu is still there, which I find very hard to believe. Find that very hard to believe that Ifeatu Melifonwu is still there. So, yeah, a lot of options. A lot of options here for the Cowboys. Not as good options as before, obviously, but they have options, so that's good. Showing the Tommy Tremble celebration here. And as usual, just want to keep taking the opportunity to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoy my commentary, you enjoy my content, then give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel here at Langer at the Mic. I always do live streams after every Dallas Cowboys game, and for moments like this in the draft, or for every Montreal Canadiens game. If that's more your styles, you can see what's behind me. So you got the Dallas Cowboys pick is in right now. Dallas Cowboys pick is in. So just again, who are the offensive tackles still on the board? I just don't have a way to pull it. I want to pull that up without leaving you guys, without forgetting about you guys too long. So, the NFL Network crew is talking about tackles potentially, and honestly, I could get down with a tackle. I'd be down for a tackle as well. Maybe not a tackle that you'd reach for, but I can maybe get down for a tackle. Let's see who I have available. Oh, here we go. Cowboys pick is being made right about now.
From 92 to choose 85th overall with the Titans. Vikings on the clock after that. We're moving fast. Moving fast. So here comes the lightning round edition. It's been hugged by all manners of Cowboy fans.
With the 84th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Chauncey Golston, defensive end, Iowa.
So an edge rusher that I didn't really look into. Okay, is what it is. I'm very surprised it is not Elijah Molden. But I guess an edge rusher, like a power rusher, sure. Could he play defensive tackle or defensive end? Yeah, honestly, I didn't really do my homework on Chauncey Golston. I really didn't. But look, at this point, again, my favorite options for the Cowboys are long gone anyway. So it's, I guess, getting to that point in the draft where, if whoever, just if you can get value as much as you can. And I think Elijah Molden's still there, or Darius Washington's still there, or Fido Melifonu's still there. So, so I guess we're at that point in the draft where if they follow the Cowboys, then that will be exciting for them, for one of those guys to follow the Cowboys in the late 90s. So I think I'm going to jump off for now, just take a little break here and show my reaction to the Cowboys' next pick in a separate video. But as usual, thank you so much for tuning into my live reactions here on Langer at the Mic. And as usual, give me a big thumbs up on this video. Leave a comment in the comment section on what you think or how you think the Cowboys have been doing in this draft. And also leave a comment on your frustrations if your guys were also J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain and Trevon Moehrig and Alim McNeill and all those guys, and dealt with what I've been dealing with in the last 24 hours. So leave that in the comment section, and I'll see you in a bit. Thanks for joining this stream of Langer at the Mic, live reaction draft edition for the Dallas Cowboys here on Langer at the Mic, and I'll see you in a bit.